all the top trending political topics is the proprietor of rightwingnews.com. That is John Hawkins. John, welcome back to America Trends. Always an honor to have you, my friend.
It is fantastic to be back on your show again, Gina.
I love you, John Hawkins. Let's just get that out of the way. Okay, first of all, Bernie Sanders, he was trending today, and he talked about the kind of person that he would appoint to the Supreme Court if he were president. John, would they have to be socialists to be appointed by Bernie Sanders?
Well, they're all socialists that get appointed. I mean, let's face it, it doesn't matter whether you stick Sonia Sotomayor or Michael Moore up there. They're going to come up with the exact same rulings, and they'll work backwards and call it Supreme Court law when they get done. It might actually be fun for them to put someone like Noam Chomsky or Michael Moore or, heck, Rosie O'Donnell up there, because they'll come up with the exact same rulings that the Supreme Court justices would. It wouldn't make any difference.
You make such a great point, and I think it's so sad, but it's such a great point. All right, Carly Fiorina trending today after she defended the CIA's use of waterboarding. That actually makes me like her this much more. John, what do you think of her support of those enhanced interrogation techniques?
Well, I am rather famously not a fan of Carly, but she is 100% right about that.
Yeah,
there was a report done by the Senate Democrats, and basically they just concluded what they want to conclude. Oh, it didn't do any good. Well, you know what? The Republicans who were on that report and who, in the Bush administration, disagree. And, like Dick Cheney said, torture is not these guys being forced to be waterboarded. Torture is an American who's sitting there listening to his family die and knowing that they're in the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
You know what? If the worst thing the bad guys did to our guys was waterboarding, I'd be thrilled. We'll never be that lucky. They're running power drills on our guys. I don't care what we do to them. I don't care if their pillows don't get fluffed. They can have as rough a life as they want. Screw those guys in Guantanamo.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. They're just lucky I'm not there to torture them, because I would be. All right, Randy Weber is trending today. Why? Because he endorsed Ted Cruz. I mean, I'm glad he endorsed Ted Cruz, but why is this such a big deal, John, that it's trending on Facebook today?
Yeah, I have no idea why he's trending. Of course, if I could figure that out, if I can figure out what was going to trend and make things trend, I would be so rich I would not have time to be on this show. There would be corporations.
Hey, you better never get too big for my show, John Hawkins.
I will never. As long as Gina Loudon's doing a show, I am there for the rest of my life until you don't want me anymore.
You got that shot, right, guys? Okay. All right, John. Yeah, no, I don't know why he was trending either, but the day you and I can predict all that, you're right. We'll be very rich, and we'll be very rich together, and it'll be lots of fun because we're capitalists, and we're okay with that. Ahmed Muhammad, famous for bringing his ticking bomb-looking clock contraption to school. He's trending again today. It's been reported, John, that he's had some disciplinary problems before, including weeks of suspension from school. John, I thought this was some genius kid who was an overachiever science type.
You know, one thing that has happened since the last time I was on your show, and I think it says a lot, is the family has refused to let the school come out and tell their side of things, because they would have to sign a release and let the school say what they want to say, which tells you, yeah, they don't want everybody to know what's really going on. And again, it's so hypocritical. I love the fact that, hey, Ahmed, come to the White House and bring your clock. You know, if Ahmed showed up with that clock without being, without them expecting him, he would probably still be sitting right now in some facility where they would be, they'd probably be waterboarding him right now to figure out why he was bringing a bomb to the White House.
You're absolutely right. All right, Donald Trump trending again today after a think tank called the Tax Foundation, said that Trump's tax plan would cost $12 trillion over a decade. But John, I want to know, I feel like these bean counters, they sit and they go 1, 2, in, out, and like they can't understand how actual free market economics works. Can you educate them, John?
I can try. I read the report. Basically, the thing is, they did estimate that it would include some economic growth, but I think they only thought it would create maybe $2 trillion worth of economic growth. It's very hard to guess this type of thing. We have the most screwed up tax system in the Western world. Believe it or not, most people don't know this, we have the most progressive tax code in the Western world. By that, I mean it's more progressive than Switzerland, more progressive than Sweden, than France. Now, they have higher taxes, but we're in a place where the rich pay more and the middle class and poor people pay less. So Trump's trying to cut taxes across the board, which is something we need. But, then it's like, well, oh, now you're helping the rich. Well, those are the people you've got to cut taxes for. We have corporations going overseas right now because their tax code is so high. They have the highest corporate tax rate in the world, but we don't want to cut taxes on them. It's all crazy. Trump's plan, I like it. I would pay less under it. I like it. I would go with it, but we'll have to see if it gets in there. It would be, I'd love to see what happens. I'm willing to take a shot on it.
I think it was a stroke of genius, the part about those corporations willing to bring their businesses back onto American soil, get a tax cut. To me, that's the farthest thing in the world from corporate welfare. I think it's awesome, and I think it would make a huge difference in our economy. All right, Edward.
My favorite part was the poor people who don't pay any taxes send in one thing to the IRS saying, I win. That is such a Trumpian touch, right?
Exactly. All right. Edward Snowden joined Twitter today, and he followed the NSA Twitter account, which was kind of funny, but many are still trying to come to the conclusion as to whether Snowden is a hero or a traitor. So we have to have John Hawkins weigh in on that.
Well, I take a harsh view of treason. And that's what I would say about Snowden, Julian Assange. We appreciate the fact that he got those NSA documents out there, and we let people know what was going on with the NSA, and I do. But he could have done that and just gone to the public with that. And at that point, you say, well, he's a whistleblower. When you take all this information overseas and you give away, for example, terrorist tactics that make it easier, for example, for Al-Qaeda and for ISIS to get away from us observing them, you're not a hero, you're a traitor. I think if the CIA was doing its job, he'd already be dead. I think they should ice him, ice Julian Assange, which is something I've said before too. We should not let people get away with taking all kinds of classified information and just giving it out to the world. And the fact that we do and just let that slide, it says a lot about the fact that we're not serious as a country about protecting those secrets, and we should be.
That's John Hawkins, everybody. If you want more of that straight talk, you just go to rightwingnews.com. It is some of the best stuff you will read anywhere on the internet, and I mean that with all my heart. John, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you so much for having me on, Gina.
Absolutely.
Love doing your show.
Thanks.